the opening night film of the 2023 South by Southwest Film Festival, Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. This one comes directed by John Francis Daley and Jonathan M. Goldstein, the game night team, which intrigued me at the very least. Yeah, I'm rooting for them. Was not expecting this to be their next project about a charming thief and a band of unlikely adventurers who undertake an epic heist to retrieve a lost relic. I didn't go to this one.
Yeah.
The two of y'all did and told me that I probably should have tried. But I think you had a decent to fun time with it.
Yeah.
I have no connection to Dungeons and Dragons.
Same.
Have you ever? Never?
No, literally, it's really funny though. One of my friends is like, "Hey, when's the next time you're in town? Do you want to do a one-night D&D?"
And you left town?
What? I left town. Now when I get back,
Exactly.
he's got a plan. He's like, he's sending me an app. He's like, if you download D&D Beyond, you can make your character and it'll keep all your stats tracked for you. And I was like, this is deep, man.
See, that sounds nice because like when I tried to do Dungeons and Dragons in middle school, they made me like take a test to know if I could remember, and like I didn't pass the test, so they didn't let me play Dungeons and Dragons with them. And I don't want to talk about middle school. I don't want to talk about middle school. I want to talk about this movie.
Same.
Amanda, did you enjoy your time at the opening night film?
I did. It was really fun. I don't think it's as good as Game Night. I really love Game Night. I actually think another movie we're going to be talking about at some point, Down Low, is closer to Game Night vibes than this.
Okay.
In weird ways. Like just the weird absurdist moments, comedy.
Escalation, yeah.
The escalation, whereas this feels a lot more safe, paint by the numbers. Honestly, like, I keep joking because they took the Uncharted title, Honor Among Thieves. I would say that this is kind of similar to the Uncharted movie. Like, I don't actually think it is that more stand out comparatively.
Did you hate Uncharted?
No, I liked it actually.
It was fine. Yeah.
It is. So, and I actually I think I prefer the Uncharted movie to this. But I'm also just a really big fan of Uncharted.
Yeah.
And I know that could have gone either way. That could make me hate it. But
For
I was just like, I was in it. I like Tom Holland as Nate, but this, I feel like there was just moments where it would try to like take away and have characters have these deep moments where they're explaining something, and I'm like, you're losing me. You're like the druid starts going. I'm like, you're losing me. I can see. You don't have to tell me. I can see what happened. You're losing me, and it's like 2.5 hours long.
It's 2 hours and 14 minutes.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it for me.
No.
It doesn't feel like it, but it's after the fact when you're like, they could have trimmed some of that. And
They could definitely trim it because they're trying to balance the jokes with it because they kept telling you, this is for the people who don't know it. This is the people for those who don't know it. But we want to keep some stuff in there for the people who do. They want to respect them. And I think that's what ends up causing it to be 2 hours and 14 minutes. But I like the group.
I do like the group
was funny.
because I do like the druid. It was just when the druid
Who's the druid?
Redhead. Animal.
Oh, the girl from one of the Netflix shows, right?
Sophia Lillis?
It Girl. Sophia Lillis.
Her, yeah.
It Girl.
Okay.
So it's just she has one moment where when they first meet her, they take away to explain why she has a problem. Like, we can fucking see why you have a problem. We don't need you to stop for a moment.
Do you feel that this is the expansion of what's going to clearly be franchises? So that's why you kind of needed to set up everybody.
They want to do that, and it's like, I didn't need that. You just show her come in as the owl bear, and I'm like, let's fucking go.
Is it hand-holdy, or is it just kind of uneven in terms of like there's parts that are fun and fast-paced and then others where it's
you're pausing what she's saying. You're pausing to get to know the people a little bit more, and they all come in with like, because it's a group. It's a group heisting that's about to happen. Chris Pine's the person who leads it, and I thought he was very charismatic. It actually felt like he wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Very charming, very fun.
And I felt that with a lot of these people. Michelle Rodriguez was turned for the Q&A, but she also was like a huge D&D fan.
Yeah.
I thought she had some of the best scenes in the movie because there's a couple of action sequences that happen. Her first one, she hasn't had a good fight scene like that in Fast and Furious in a while.
Yeah, it's
so
good.
they actually gave her something to work with.
And they work with stats, so it's like, it's like, okay, this person might seem OP, but it's because their stats are maxed.
Yeah, there were some people like cheering for stuff, and I was like, I don't know what you're nerding on about, but they liked it.
Yeah, no,
Reggie.
it's cool.
Regé?
Regé.
Yeah, Regé.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Bridgerton.
No, I get it. I see it now.
He was good. He was real good.
That man was fantastic.
But they knew that. They knew that was going to be the reaction, so they were like...
It's one of those where the way he gets presented is like all glorious like that. The way he came out in the Q&A, he hopped off the stage to go give a woman a hug. If y'all haven't seen that video, the woman fainted on the floor, legs up.
Yep, like
and
literally.
He did a clean jump up. It was a standout Q&A moment.
I wanted to ask you guys who's the standout from the cast, but it kind of sounds like you're saying almost everybody.
A little bit.
I like pretty much everyone.
Because Sophia Lillis had this really nice one take that happens with her changing into different forms. So there was some interesting filming stuff that they were able to do with it. Justice Smith was adorable in it.
He was adorable.
He was
cute. I like him.
He's fine. He could have had a bit more. I feel like his emotional resolution, it's almost like they took so much time in other areas that his was just like done. And I'm like, that's where you needed to take a bit more time.
He had a funny line though. He was just like, yeah, you know, I didn't work out with that girl. It wasn't because of something I did. It's just who I am.
That's what I mean. It's good. Everybody has their moments, you know?
But there was one person, Hugh Grant.
I was just gonna say he was having a blast.
He's been having too much fun in every project he's been in. It doesn't matter if it's a cameo in a murder mystery movie.
Yeah.
He's having too much fun right now.
Operation Fortune. I still really loved him in
He
that.
had no business being
blast.
that funny in that movie either. So he also kills it in this. So all around, I think you have a really good cast. I think if you're a D&D fan, they made you a good movie.
I think so, yeah.
And if you don't care for D&D, I didn't feel the 2 hours as much. It was still a good time. It was fun.
Yeah, I didn't feel the 2 hours.
Exactly.
It's just once I realized that was the runtime, I'm like, here are areas this could have been
you can see how it could.
up,
but hey, at least it's shorter than a D&D game.
Yep, true.
So I would recommend it if it comes out in theaters. Like we were saying, this was one that I thought was mixed pretty well. A lot of the sequences are beautifully shot. They also play a little bit with aspect ratios. I think this was the movie where they did some of that. So for me, I think it'll have a Dolby release. If you're a fan of it, I would give it a junior price.
Yeah, this is like it's an exciting movie that's a good theater experience, good visuals. It had some like nice recurring jokes and bits where like somebody does something at the beginning and then they're like, oh my God, it's so epic. And then somebody says like, we were about to do that. And then it comes back later and someone tries to do the same shit and they can't.
Yeah.
Like it's good.
So shout out the boys, dude. They've been doing a good job directing. I still can't believe it's the kid from freaking
Freaks
every
Geeks.
time.
Freaks
Yeah,
and Geeks.
but good for him. Good for him.
Yeah, people know him from Criminal Minds.
Oh,
They killed him off in Criminal Minds because he wanted to be a director. And he
good for him.
He didn't want the lifeline.
Yeah, seems like he's made the right choice, at least now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of like other sort of like fantasy or like sci-fi comedies, like stuff like Paul or Guardians of the Galaxy are the only things that are like coming.
Guardians is the closest.
It's the closest, but it's not as good as Guardians.
It's
Like,
but it is like Guardians, where it's just like we got a plan.
Group. Yeah.
We got a second plan. It's all jokes.
It's like Chris Pine. It's odd enough. Chris Pine does come across a little bit more like Star-Lord in this than his version of like Captain Kirk in the Star Trek movies, which I love actually. But it's really fun. It is like There's
also a really big small cameo.
Yeah, a really big small
that
cameo.
surprised everybody. So Zach, when it comes out, get your tickets.
I'm excited. So you're saying day one or not really?
Opening week.
Opening week.
Yeah.
You know, sometime in theaters.
It's more of a matinee for me than it is like a day one. You got to be there. But for the D&D fans, I'm glad y'all got something good because it would have really sucked if it was a bore.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not. It's fun.
It's not.
If anything, it suffers from being too much, not
a little
too little.
bloated.
Yeah,
We'll see.
too much from too little, which is always better because you can cut around if you want. You know.